What is up, guys, and welcome to the Q&A. I haven't done this in a while, so let's just jump right in. First question: burnt salad or Savari Master Race? Some burnt salad with some ketchup. No, that wouldn't work at all. This is very interesting because Cullen was hinting at something that's going to happen with the Savari. It seems mechanically, I don't know, we're just guessing here. Something's going to happen because Mordrum is going to be, controlling some of them, at least as we know some of them, from what we can see from the trailer. So I'm going to go with the underdog because, I'm going to go with Savari because they're salad. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of the underdog here. If you put some ranch dressing on there, maybe some Thousand Islands. That's a good dressing. Put a little bit of onions and green peppers and some black beans with some nice thick juicy meat, some sour cream, some cheese. Okay, now it's just a hump of calories and the salad doesn't mean anything anymore. Anyways, next question. Oh my gosh, a serious one. Do you think we'll be boarding the hype train to be disappointed? I feel like I read that. I for some reason every time I read questions, I read them how I feel like I want to read them. My brain is stupid. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like auto-correcting my own craziness. Anyways, so this is a good question. Reason why is it's totally okay to think that, okay, maybe ANET might mess this up. They were very excited with the Tequaddle thing, and it wasn't for everyone, and everyone was kind of disappointed with that. There were a lot of people were disappointed with the living story, and rightfully so, as I feel. When I was getting really disappointed with the game, and then all of a sudden Super Adventure Box came out, and I was just like, is this what to expect from ArenaNet? Some creativity, something different in an MMO space, and I guess that's why I hold it so dear to my heart. That's why it's my favorite, like, oh my gosh, patch in any MMO ever, is because of that creativity. And it was sad to see that go away, and then you see like the living story patches, and it's just like, okay, this is kind of generic now. This is kind of like every other MMO. Yeah, sure, the patches were coming every 2 weeks, but it wasn't. I mean, it's a story. It wasn't different than any other MMO out there, except for, of course, the core mechanics of Guild Wars 2. Like dodging and all that type of stuff. But for content wise, and this is not replacing expansion. It can't replace an expansion. And of course they heard that, and now they're making an expansion. Well, now they almost completed the expansion. I think we are not gonna get disappointed. I'm usually on the hate train. You guys know I'm usually on me like we might be disappointed, but I think we might be surprised with what we get, because reason why I would say that is that we don't know everything yet. We don't know all that's going to be in the mastery system. Yeah, we know quite a bit of it, but we don't know everything. We don't know what changes that could be changed from here until release date. There's still a beta to go through. There's still, people are going to play it and give feedback, and they have said themselves that the beta will tell us when to release it. They could say that and still release it this year, but still, I still think there's a lot more to learn. We still don't know how to get guild halls yet. Specifically, everything changes. They can say words. You can read these interviews. You can get details on it, but at the end of the day, when you play it, that's when it all makes sense. I feel like we won't get disappointed, but I guess we'll see, right? I guess we'll see. I'm gonna stay on the hype train very, very calmly, like I said in my past video, very calmly with my team biscuits with WP, and we're gonna see what happens. Next question. With this whole new system of character progression coming into the game, and you being able to learn how to hand glide and learn new languages to interact with tribes and enter hidden areas, which I find very interesting. So do I. How do you think this will affect the already existing maps along with PvP and World v World? All right, to start, I don't think it's going to affect PvP and World v World. At least from my understanding, it seems like it's totally separate. Like when he was talking about the mastery system being what World v World is, but a little bit more advanced. The leveling system in World v World, but a little bit more advanced. I think this is going to be a PvE thing. I could be wrong, but I think this is going to be PvE thing, and this is going to be interesting for other maps in the game. And they said that they're going to have 2 separate mastery systems. One for the, I guess they're going to have a section for the Muguma Jungle, the new, of course, section of it, and then for the rest of the game. So I guess that's how they can separate people who have the original game, but not the of course, the expansion, Heart of Thorns, which is going to be quite interesting. I think it's going to affect it in a way kind of like what they do with the trait system. Oh, I hate the trait system. As many of you guys know, I really hate the new player experience with that, and I've leveled up my ranger, and the struggle is all too real leveling up my ranger with like missing traits. Oh my gosh. But you know, of course, I've been on that, of course, Edge of the Mist hype train, son, and just going around leveling up really quickly with my birthday booster. Also, forgive me, guys, if something was said in a new article, because I haven't got a chance. I have like 2 articles that I haven't read yet. I know a couple of you guys have sent me a couple articles. There might be some new information in there, but I haven't looked at them yet before recording this. But just in case they shared some information about the new mastery system and how they separated and everything. But I think in the new maps, it's going to be something like the trait system. It's going to involve the world a little bit more. Maybe they'll actually come back and start changing some of the dynamic events like they said back then before they released the game. If many of you guys don't know, back at launch, they said they were going to change dynamic events. They were going to cycle through them. And that was something that we all speculated on. And it just reminds me of the old question that someone just asked about the hype train, being disappointing once the game comes out. That would suck if a lot of the stuff they said, they were like, maybe we should, sweep this under the rug. It has happened before many times, especially with expansions. But I don't know. I don't know about this close to the expansion, though. Maybe in an article they might say something and they'll like sweep it on the rug, like maybe people might not like that. But yeah, I'm spending too long on this question. But basically, change the dynamic events to cater to the mastery system. Maybe switch it up a little bit, make it feel like a new game as you're leveling. That would probably be really something cool to do with if they had a new race. So maybe next expansion, the new race will come with a revamp of the old areas and kind of make it feel fresh and new in some way. But them including ways to get mastery points within the maps, making the maps more full instead of it being really dead like it feels right now. When I'm leveling, it feels really dead. Ever since that nerf that they did to the dynamic events, they don't really spawn as much. And I've complained many times about this, so I'll keep it short. But it wasn't like how it was in the first few months of launch, where there was just dynamic events everywhere, and it was just an amazing experience just to go to dynamic events with a few people. People were always there because there was always something to do. It's kind of like when you go to one of those bigger maps or Frost Gorge, when a lot of people used to do champion farming, and I think obviously people still do, and people do it in the Silver Waste right now. But it felt like that everywhere, and I've kind of missed that. But yeah, I would like to see them bring people around the areas. That would be pretty interesting. They try to do that with the Living Story from before, while putting the hot balloons, Queen's Jubilee and stuff like that in different areas, so people can be around there, not just only people leveling. But anyways, next question. I'm really hoping my thief becomes an assassin through specialization, because I miss my assassin. He or she is talking about an assassin in Guild Wars 1. What specialization are you most excited about, and what would you want it to do? I'm most excited about to see what the Guardian is gonna do. Reason why is I want to see if it will become something more than it is. An easier class to get into. I kind of want more from it. I kind of want to see them do some interesting mechanics with the Guardian, because I do really like the Guardian. I have over 1,000 hours on it, but I kind of feel like I'm drifting off to something else, because it was one of the reasons why I kind of got burnt out with the game. I really wanted to try something else and new, and I kept going to other characters. I kept leveling up all these other 80s, which I basically did. All I had was a ranger that was for my Tengu, but the Tengu didn't come. I also want to see what the bots do on the engineer, and I also want to see what the elementalist has. I'm really interested in what the elementalist has, because Ellies are always a fun class. I've always played some elementalists. That was always like a secondary character other than the tank. In every MMO that I've played, I always like being able to wield magic. Magic has always been so fascinating, especially like in Skyrim, or should I say Elder Scrolls game, not necessarily Skyrim, but Elder Scrolls games and a couple other games that we've played. A lot of RPGs had some, dual wielding magic. But anyways, I'm really interested to see. I think I've speculated with this before on a past video, but I want to see something very maybe heavy with the elementalist. Like when the elementalist picks up like the great sword, it feels like so powerful and so weird on the character. I would like to see like a two-handed melee weapon, I guess, on the elementalist, and definitely a ranged maybe like a ranged weapon on the guardian. Not maybe, I want a ranged weapon on the guardian. That's it, I do. Everyone is always speculating about the gunslinger. Everyone wants to do dual pistols for their class that doesn't have dual pistols. Dual pistols on everything, okay? Dual pistols on everything. That's what I want. And they're all going to be gunslingers. Next question. Will you level up your Revenant through Tomes of Knowledge or through traditional methods to learn the class? I already said before, I don't like the leveling. I don't like the new experience. I don't like leveling up the traits. So best believe I'm already grinding out PvP rewards just to get a bunch of Tomes of Knowledge just to level up to 80 really quickly. It's very easy to get these things, especially through your dailies as well. I've gotten like 3 just the other day for my daily. I was just like, yeah, I was ready to go. Once the Revenant comes out, I'm gonna have like $80 to just level up straight to 80, and then of course pay money and skill points to you could stack skill scrolls as well, and pay money and skill points just to unlock all of the trait points, because I don't got time for that. I don't got time to sit there and try to level through their horrible new leveling. I don't like it, okay? I do not like it, guys. I don't like searching around for my traits. It's so tedious. Oh my gosh. Next question. We answered this one on the pod. How long are you willing to wait for the second expansion? Are you okay with waiting another 2 years or so? WoW does expansions every 2 years, and people constantly leave and come back to MMOs. That's just the way it is. A lot of people who've played WoW, they go play their single player experiences, they go play their zombie games, they go play their DayZ clones and all that, and then they come back to WoW once an expansion comes out. It's a thing that constantly happens. Sometimes people stay for a little bit longer if the expansion is really good. For this one, it depends on ArenaNet. It depends on if ArenaNet will they're laying down the foundation. This is stuff that should have been in the game from a long time ago, right? End game progression. Something that they didn't really think that was needed, but a lot of people want it. They want that progression once they get to level 80. They don't want to feel like there's nothing to do. And some people don't really like going into World v World and PvP for end game and consider that end game. A lot of people don't want to keep running the same dungeons over and over again. A lot of people don't want to. Now, I'm saying a lot of people for everything, but some people, should I say, some people don't want to, grind for legendaries and stuff like that. And of course, that's why they're adding the scavenger hunt, which I'm a little skeptical about. But it's one of those things where they lay down the expansion, they lay down the foundation with the mastery systems, and are they going to be able to continually update that even though it's not an expansion? Are they going to, for instance, during a living story patch or doing a feature patch, give a free specialization to everyone? That will bring people back. Will they able to not necessarily give it in a new specialization in feature pack or living story, but maybe add some other stuff to the mastery system to keep people playing, to keep people invested? Now, and it sounds so bad me saying keep people playing, but what I mean is giving people an incentive to play the game and feel like they're doing something, because people are already having fun playing with friends or however you want to play the game. But if there's no incentive to log in, people are not going to feel like logging in, and they're not going to be able to have experience. They're not going to want to do, the guild missions and stuff like that, because they'll just log in, do guild missions, and go back to playing whatever game they want. So it depends on ANA. It depends if they keep updating the game with actual things to do, not just skins and not just living story. It needs to be more, I think. At least for me, that's just my opinion. There needs to be more for me. Okay, I want to see more stuff, them expand on the mastery system quite a bit, and I'm hoping that it's everything that I think it is, which is, of course, probably won't be everything that I want. Yeah. A lot of questions here. Do you know what new weapon the Ellie will use? I do not know, but I hope I think anything that they have is going to be cool looking. Definitely like the dagger skills with the earth attunement and skill 5. Oh my gosh. Cool stuff like that. I would like to see more combinations in every class where you can kind of switch around with it, and for instance, using the Ellie to blink while you're in the middle of the animation of skill 5, like stuff like that. I think is really cool and makes me enjoy the class a lot more. That's why I kind of like Guardian meditation builds, because those are really fun to blink around and have some mobility. But anyways, where is SAB? We don't know. I always tease Josh Foreman. He watches the videos. I always tease him where it's at, but it's not just him. I keep saying that it's not just him. It's a team that he was with, but we all put him as the face of the person. There was another person who did the programming as well, and I can't remember her name. I apologize. But yeah, hopefully they're like, yeah, you can work on it in secret. But it seems like, we got confirmation that they weren't working on it, and it might come back, but it won't have a World 3. At least that's what WP tells me, and I'm very sad. Anyways, next question is, what is your favorite dye color in game? Of course, she knows Redemption. That's a joke from the stream. Next question. Do you think they'll add sight skins for the new weapon? I know it's not confirmed, but I know it's coming. Probably not. But more importantly, what kind of skills do you think the new weapon will have for the professions that it might be able to use it? I don't think there will be a new weapon. I think that would be something they would have announced as a big feature, because people have been asking for new weapons for a while, and it's kind of sad that there isn't new weapons, at least not released right now. But if there are new weapons, it would have to be new weapons, not just one weapon. I think if they were to release these new weapons, it would have to be for every class. Every class would have to have some type of new weapon, regardless if it's like, for instance, if they do add a scythe, which, man, I feel like they're just gonna, add, like, that's probably gonna be a legendary for like the staff. Maybe it looks kind of like a scythe, a pole arm, if we ever get that. Probably a legendary for that, but that would be like considered a new weapon. But I think if they add, like, for instance, a pole arm or a magic book, I think the magic book would be spread out through half the characters, and the polearm will be spread out through half the characters, right? And maybe some of them might be able to use both of them. I don't know, but I think if they do release new weapons, it would be at least one for every class, and some of them might be able to use multiple of them. But it seems like they're going to be going the specialization route, where they release new weapons through specialization, except for them releasing it through like normal means. I could be wrong. They could release it through the mastery system, which would make more sense, right? You kind of have to grind those points to kind of, I hate the word grind. You have to grind those points to get the new weapon. That would be quite interesting. And if you don't have the points, you don't get the weapon. Hardcore lockout. Yeah. Next question. Given your love for box content, and I love me some box content, what would you like to see as bonus material for the collector's edition of Guild Wars 2? Another figurine, or maybe a bust of Colin to stare at you wistfully? Give me some CE Guild Wars 2 hype. Man, they haven't announced that they're going to do a collector's edition, but it was on the fact. So it's either a lot of people asked for it, or if they're hinting at something. So I wonder. I would like I would like another figurine to go next to my Ritlock statue. I might need to buy another Ritlock statue because my my sword broke, okay, by accident. A wire, it was very easy to break too. I was moving my mic wires and it clipped over my sword and it just broke off. Just kind of, no, it didn't break off. It kind of just came out of the socket, and crazy glue doesn't even work to put that thing back on. And I hate having to like fix my statues. I feel like they should just work. And it's one of those things where you have to pay a lot of money to get like a really good quality statue. But I'm getting off topic. But I think I would like to get a statue, or yeah, I guess yeah, a statue. What else could they do? There could be a nice art book, which I always love the art book. In the collector's edition of the original Guild Wars 2, we had picture frames with pictures in them, and I thought that was a really cool touch, because I would kind of like to hang some of those. I would like to get a big movie poster and kind of have like the lights inside, but they're like super expensive. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie poster things. Anyways, a figurine probably. But I don't know what else they could put in there that would entice me. I would get it anyway, regardless of what they put in there. But yeah. Anyways, next question. I think we're running out of time. But next question. What do you think about ANET finally getting the precursor scavenger hunt? Are you hyped, or is it a little too late? It's definitely late. That is without question. It is a late thing coming into the game. This should have been in the game from like way back when they were working on it. But it better be like tip top. It better be one of the best quest driven experiences. It better not be some like not easy, but like it better not be some like a clunky mess, where it's just like, oh, get 250 ectos and get this map completion. And no, it better be something thoughtful. Some work was put into this, not just something so easy. And it's going to be attached to the mastery system somehow, so that's going to be quite interesting to see. I definitely think it's late. I'm hyped for it, but you see, I haven't really talked about it much because I'm a little scared about it. I'm scared of how they're gonna put it into the game. I definitely don't want it to be like this huge 1,000 gold sink that it is now, and how rare it is to get a drop from it. Some people were extremely lucky. Some people are so lucky that when they put up a video, people are extremely salty. Man, some Guild Wars 2 YouTube watchers are very mean. If you ever listen to it, like if you go in the comment section of a build video, people's salt is serious. People are like, oh, you're not playing the game right. Oh, you should put traits in it, like instead of constructive criticism, like hate people. But yeah, there's a lot of that for Guild Wars 2 videos. But for the scavenger hunt, I feel like it's late, but I am kind of hyped for it. I'm a little skeptical. Yeah, I guess that's all I can really say about it. Next question. Why is no one talking about new legendaries and scavenger hunt? I guess I kind of explained the scavenger hunt, but the new legendaries, I don't know. It's one of those things where we don't know enough information. So I mean, we could speculate like, oh, it's going to be the next tier thing that we've kind of shot around in VisualWood a lot, where you have to give up your original legendary to get this Omega legendary now. And I don't want to give up my original legendary because I kind of want to have it, and they're not going to make it overpowered. They're not going to make it have extra stats. They're not, because people complain about that. People whine that they don't want to grind for a legendary, so because it's just a shiny or whatever, casual people. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I love you all. But I feel like it's one of those weird things. Is I hope that they've been working on this for a long time. I don't want it to, like, the new greatsword just to be something so crazy that I feel like, oh, I have this sunrise and I don't want it anymore. But it's weird because a lot of the skins are really, like the Volcanus, for instance, is like amazing skin. Like it might as well be a legendary. It's an amazing skin. I would be okay just going with that and not even getting a legendary. But of course, I like being able to swap my combination, my stat combinations without any trouble whatsoever. But the reason, I guess that's the reason why we haven't talked about it much. I haven't talked about it personally. I'm a little skeptical about it. Hopefully it's something that's not just thrown into the game. Hopefully it goes well with the new scavenger hunt. We talked about before with maybe the new legendaries and the scavenger hunt. The new legendary, the new legendary precursors will not be on a trading post, and the scavenger hunt will be something that will be only for the new legendaries and not the old legendaries, and the old legendaries will still be on the trading post, which will be kind of weird. Yeah, that would be kind of weird, but if they pull that off, because that's not what everyone is expecting. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Okay, I have a ton more questions, but it's already getting a little bit long, so I guess I would have to bring out another one of these sooner than later. Definitely, if this one does good, if you guys like this one, I'll try to pump these out a little bit more so I can kind of get through all your questions, because I have a lot to go through here, because I grabbed like basically all of them from the original Q&A video. And I really have to get through all of these. I don't want to just like abandon these questions. And there's a lot of good ones in here. So I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A. Hopefully you got something out of it. We could discuss stuff in the comment section below. And I will see you guys in the next one. And yeah. I'll see you guys later. All right, whatever, I'll do it. And stay visual.